You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Mike Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Woo, woo, woo.
Well, that may be the save of the game. Here comes Laine, 2 in the game, looking for 3. Scores! 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 Patrik Laine! His first NHL 2-goal game! His first NHL hat-trick! And it's an overtime winner for the Winnipeg Jets as they come back from 4-1 in the third period and beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-4. What a night! A big save by Hutchinson off of Matthews.
Only against the Leafs! Of course! Of course! It has to be Laine! Of course!
Couldn't happen against a better team.
I didn't watch a minute of the game. I saw Greg's like, you guys are going back and forth, and I'm like, guys, what was the score? I didn't see anything. And Greg, like, obviously said, he'd be upset at the time. He's like, oh, Leafs are up 4-0, blew the lead. Laine tied the game, got the game winner. He didn't even say Laine got the hat trick because he knew Dan was going to say it. Hat-trick Laine.
Hat-trick Laine.
Hat-trick Laine, of course. He does everyone's job. Everyone.
Are we just going to talk about this game now?
We have to. That's what we're doing.
The funny thing was...
No, we can't start with this.
We have to. We have to.
No, we got something more important to start with.
It's episode 115.
Episode 115. But what else is it? We got to have a moment of silence for General Manager, because we have lost another hockey stats site.
God damn it! I went to go visit it today. I'm like, wonder what Matt Murray's contract is.
Yep.
Can't.
Cap Friendly's there.
Can't do it.
Oh, and you bet your Cap Friendly and... Okay,
NHL numbers.
NHL numbers, because... Okay, so before we had General Manager, it was War on Ice, but before that...
War on Ice was never a Cap site.
Okay, fine, then before that was...
Cap Geek.
Cap Geek.
When Cap Geek ended, went NHL numbers, and then Cap Friendly and General Manager kind of came up at the same time.
Yeah.
And General Manager just kind of, in my mind at least, became the thing that everyone used. And then...
It wasn't around for that long, though.
No, it was only around for like a year and a half. And then he got picked up by Las Vegas. I knew they'd ruin it!
They're already ruining stuff for us.
They're not even a friend. They're not even a team yet, technically.
They're already taking stuff from everyone. Get used to it.
The Goldhawks aren't doing anything.
I can't wait until they make a trade, like mid-season. They're like, the Las Vegas Goldhawks Sand guys
I thought they were going to be
have acquired Brooks Lake. You're like, what? Where does he go? And they're like, Brooks just go and train.
The Desert Knights. I thought that was the name.
They said they're going to announce it. They made an announcement for when the announcement is going to be. That's why I didn't look into it. I didn't care. I've had enough of your shit, Las Vegas. Okay?
Guess what, Las Vegas?
What's that?
You just made the list.
Yeah!
Okay.
So yesterday, were you at the game, Dan? I know Greg was.
I was there.
Oh, you both were there!
You know what? The funny thing was, I talked to my dad at the second intermission when, it was 4-1 Leafs at this point. It had been 4-0, and the Jets were playing like horseshit. Terrible. The Leafs are playing okay. Like, honest to God, the Leafs weren't really smoking them. The Jets were playing really, 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 really bad.
Like Jets, okay?
Like classic Jets. I turned to my dad and I'm like, well, if Laine gets a hat trick, tie game.
Yeah.
I was pretty close.
Well, if Laine gets a hat trick...
Because it was 4-1. I said, well, if he gets a hat trick, tie game.
Who got the goals?
Myers got the one in the second.
Yeah.
Laine got he got one about a minute into the third. He got the puck in front, and then he turned around and like bar down. Like barely
went
even...
off his stick.
Yeah.
No chance for Anderson.
And then Scheifele went top corner for the 4-3 goal.
And then Laine was...
And then Laine got a one-timer into a wide-open net with about a minute left.
Okay.
And then Laine scored the hat-trick overtime goal after Auston Matthews was denied on a breakaway. Literally like 2 seconds before.
Yeah.
It was like, if you're a Jets fan and there's a Hollywood script to how a game should go, that's pretty much exactly what happened.
I wouldn't agree, but that's
if
fine.
you're a Jets fan. If you're a Leafs fan, then it's not.
No, even if you are a Jets fan, like, you don't want your team to play shitty for 2 periods.
No, but to have Matthews gets stopped.
Oh,
on a breakaway,
yeah.
and then turn around and have Laine score
Yeah.
the overtime hat-trick game-winning goal. I mean,
That's true.
The only difference in that game was the fact that Hutchinson could come up with a big stop, and Anderson just didn't. That's the only difference in that game. I don't think the Jets deserve to be on the same ice as the Leafs last night because the Jets did not play well.
Through the first two periods, they did not. Third period, they played really well.
Well, and even
They capitalized on a team that just sat back for an entire period.
I read that today, and all the media's being like, "Oh yeah, the Jets didn't win the game. Toronto gave them the game."
They did.
No, the Jets played really well in the third period. They
It's
earned
like
the
playing
victory.
against prevent defense. Anyone plays well against prevent. All of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, this guy threw for 300 yards, all in garbage time." This is what the Jets do. They were just lucky enough to play against a bad enough team that couldn't hold a lead.
I will
If
say,
it was 4-3, nobody would have talked about how great this game was for the Jets. They did not deserve to be on the same ice as the Leafs last night. They did not. The Leafs let them back in the game. 110%.
the third period that the Jets played was one of the best periods I've seen them play.
Because they were allowed to. Because
I will say,
the Leafs
too,
stopped forechecking.
The
They
Leafs
stopped playing outside of their own end.
The Leafs defense, all they do is turn over the puck. That's all. All game, that's all they did.
They don't have good defense.
It didn't hurt them until the third period, but literally, they just turned the puck over and over. And the Jets were they hemmed them in for 2-3 minute stretches in the third period because they couldn't get the puck out. And there were
a lot of bad giveaways, and that's what's going to happen when you have a young team. But if you're the Jets, you're embarrassed that it ever went to overtime. You're playing against, from all the media accounts, the Maple Leafs, the team that finished last place last year, and you want to be a playoff team, that's a game you need to win. Period.
And you need to flat out win it.
You need to not look that bad. They have not played a good game yet this year. I am prepared to say that. The Jets have yet to look good this year.
Well, look at the goals.
In 4 games, yet to look good this year. They heroically came back in their first game of the season. Heroically came back against the Leafs. Both teams that aren't very good. Both the Hurricanes and the Leafs, not strong teams. Couldn't do it when it came against Minnesota. They quit after the first period. And then they quit and just didn't play in the Boston game. This is not a sign. I'm not saying it's time to panic, but it's not a sign of a playoff team. If
This
that's
is
how
angry
you're
Leafs fan trying to justify
No,
it again.
no.
It's not angry Leafs fan. It's a rational fan.
I will agree with you.
They're averaging 4 goals against the game. That's not how you win games.
They haven't played very well. I will
At all.
I will fully admit that they haven't played a full 60-minute game yet.
But look.
They haven't played 25 minutes of
Look
game
at their.
yet.
Well, Greg and I talked yesterday. Look at their first 4 games, leading into the Heritage Classic.
One of them was against a playoff team. One playoff
but
team they
name
played
the
against.
teams. Name the teams.
The
Carolina,
Wild, Hurricanes, Bruins, and
Jets.
Oh, and Leafs, sorry.
and Leafs. Do they play on Friday?
No,
Tomorrow?
they play. Their next game is the Heritage Classic.
So
Their first 5 games are against 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs.
they were handed this schedule on silver platter because they wanted them to go in undefeated.
Well, or at least 3-1. The only real tough game was the Minnesota game. A game that you need to at least show up for, and they played a period and stopped playing hockey.
What's up? So you said they played a period because I haven't seen
Their
any
best players
apart-
have been absent for most of the season. You just don't see them out there. You don't notice them. The biggest issue with this team so far, through the first 4 games, has been the absence of Brian Little, who got injured in the first game. He's in this lineup. If he's in this lineup, this team's a different team. It's the fact that now Perreault's soaking up second-line minutes, which I don't think that he's showing anything to me.
I think he's a second liner, but you can put him in.
He shines more in a third-line role.
And in specialty units
Yeah.
too. If you put him in a third-line role, then he's going to crush it in penalty kill power play. But when you put him on, I think he's fine on second line, but he's not Brian Little, obviously.
I also don't think it's time to say pull the panic.
I'm not saying
push
it
the
is.
panic
I don't know, but
This team should be better through 4 games.
They should be better, but they're 2-2. And at the end of the season, it doesn't matter how you get the points. It matters if you get the points.
But they
to
should
come
have
back
all
in the
points.
NHL from 4-0 against any team is impressive. Doesn't matter how bad they are.
They're resilient.
To come back from 3-1 or
But
4-1 in the third period, it's not how you want to do it, but it's impressive. It shows that they're in any game. They don't quit, which last year was a problem. Last year, they're down the third period. They did. I don't think they came back.
And the year before.
Trailing after two. I don't think they came back and won a single game last year.
It was the same with the year they made.
They've won 2 games already this year like that. I'm not saying you want to make a habit of it, but I'm also not criticizing them extremely because it's been 4 games.
But shouldn't you be criticizing them? Because
shouldn't
this
you
was
criticize
a team...
the Leafs for choking on a 4-0 lead?
Yeah, but
you do.
But you're not going to because it's early.
They played prevent defense. When you go up 4-0, you should be no turnovers. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah,
and you should be passing around and still driving the play. Obviously, they sat back. I only saw the highlights.
They were awful in the third period, and I'm
they
not
sat
going to
back,
defend that.
But they also didn't hand the Jets the game. The Jets worked to get that victory. And you can't take that away. You can't.
No. You can't take it away.
The goals weren't gimme goals. They were. They were goal-scoring goals.
Okay,
the shot.
That was
the goal that. Okay, well, the first goal. Yep. I'll be honest. First goal, great goal. Shot off the pad of Anderson. He had no chance. No chance for Anderson. Second goal, tip top corner. If that tip goes in the corner, it's not a goal. It just luckily tip top corner.
Oh, was that the
good
one
heads up shot by Laine?
That was a one-off Marner? Like he blocked it?
No, and then goal number 3. Marner blocks a shot instead of it being inside of him, goes right to a Jets player. Fortunate bounce.
Okay.
He sniped it top corner from almost the blue line, which is not a gimme shot.
The goalie, the
goalie was down, comes back up, is out of position. Don't
discredit the plays that the Jets made to score, because they were nice.
Lucky bounces.
The next one?
Here we go.
Well, the goal that tied the game, face-off scrum goes right out to Hunwick, it was Connor Carrick. Connor Carrick panicked and threw it right to Ehlers, and Ehlers, easy pass, fakes a shot, easy pass over Laine, and anybody could have scored that goal. None of the goals Laine scored, no one else could have done. Everyone could have done.
Why were the Jets on the power play?
Because of the dumbest call.
No, they didn't show that on the highlights, so I just don't know.
Did you say anyone could have scored Laine's goals?
Yes.
The overtime one?
Yes.
I beg to differ. Top corner, almost the blue line.
Anderson was out of position.
I don't care. That's his problem.
I'm not... But anybody can put a top corner.
Position in the NHL.
Anybody can put a top corner.
Right. Whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
You guys just want to tear him down, and that's fine.
I'm not tearing him down.
I get that Leafs fans didn't sleep well last night, and they shouldn't, and that's fine.
Slept just fine because I know my team's going in the right direction, where I don't know what direction the Jets are going in. All I'm saying is you should be asking more from your team.
You think the Leafs are going in the right direction with that defense? Oh,
man. I'm happier today because we got to see the negatives of what's wrong with the Leafs, and it's clearly their defense. This is a team right now, the Jets, that don't know their direction. They don't have an identity yet. No, because it certainly isn't building...
And they're going to build one this year. The Leafs don't have an identity. They're young. That's not an identity. They're young.
Yeah, it is. I think being young, inexperienced, and the fact that they're learning from probably one of the best coaches, I'm still wondering where this great Jets team is.
No one expected them to be great this year. No one said they're going to be great.
Okay, they're a bubble team. They're a bubble team that...
Maybe.
Or they're going to be a bottom 5 team. I had higher expectations for this Jets team than what I've seen presented to me on the ice.
Should we crap on the Leafs for blowing a 4-0 lead?
Yes, I think you should.
Having your star player score 4 goals and still losing a game?
Yes, I think you should. I think there are easily problems
We're not sitting here. It's been 4 games. The Jets could finish dead last. They could make the playoffs. They could be in the middle. We don't know.
What I'm wondering is, even you had just mentioned how the Jets,
I think you could easily crap on... The problem is, and this is... I think the issue with a lot of Jets fans is they think one win means the biggest deal.
No, that's Toronto fans. Matthews scores 4 goals, second coming of Jesus.
Well, he was the first guy to ever do it.
He also has played 3 really good games.
He's played over. Last night he didn't do a whole lot. He had a beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass.
Aside
was
from
carrying
that,
the play.
Do a lot.
Okay, so you could say, let's say this. Let's say it's still a win for the Jets. Laine doesn't score a goal. Does Laine do anything in that game?
No, and I honestly said to my dad during the second intermission, I said, for a game about Matthews and Laine, they both have done nothing.
I disagree. I think Matthews was the Leafs' best player through the first 2 periods.
Oh, I would disagree. Okay, well, maybe.
Because he carries the play.
Let me put it this way. He didn't watching the game, he didn't stand out. Neither of them did. He didn't stand out. The third period, a miracle third period by Winnipeg. Yep. People say Laine had a better game. I don't know if he had a better game. He had more. He looked better at the end of the night.
He was the player that the Jets got him to be. That's what Laine is. He's going to
He's
score
a
you the
shot.
goal when you need the goal.
He's a shot.
That's what he
but
can
I
do,
hope
and that's what they haven't had.
My concern is I hope he's not just a shot, because when he's not in a good position with the puck, he's looked shaky through the first 4 games. Whereas Matthews looks smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest difference.
Yep.
Matthews doesn't have the shot. Laine doesn't have the smoothness. And I think that's the biggest difference. But I would like Laine. He, aside from the third period last night, he got pushed off the puck. This is throughout the first 4 games. He got pushed off the puck a lot. He wasn't shying away from being hit, but teams were going after him, and he was fumbling the puck, and he was, and I'm sure he just has to get used to it, but, I hope he's not just a shot, because if he's just a shot, teams will learn to take that away pretty quickly.
The biggest difference, or the biggest thing that I've noticed with both Laine, I'm not trying to take anything away from Laine. Last night, they leaned on him to score 2 huge goals, and he was able to do it. That means something in this league when you're 18 years old.
Beauty pass by Ehlers on the tying goal, though.
Great pass by Byfuglien in the
I was going to
overtime
say the
goal.
back Buff had some room to skate and he gave it to him.
Yeah.
Someone had
But
a coach's.
all I'm saying is, I don't know, and I'm glad that you agree that you didn't notice Laine out there, but I didn't notice Scheifele very much. I barely noticed Byfuglien.
The Jets were awful in the first 2 periods.
But you didn't notice their
awful.
guys, and I think that's been the trend this year. No one's coming out to play.
The only guy who has played 4 solid games is Blake Wheeler. He's the only guy who's looked good in every game. He didn't score. He didn't score last night, but he's still busting his butt, doing what he normally does. But I'll agree. Aside from him, Stafford, Perreault, a lot of these guys haven't done anything yet.
Now, even dating back to, because you guys had mentioned this, both of you mentioned it earlier in the podcast, about how the Jets, they're either coming from behind or they just have 1 period to play, or they're ahead and then they lose.
Yeah, I don't
when
know
have
if
they put in they haven't put in too many 60-minute efforts in a while that I've noticed.
But the other thing too is the schedule hasn't been favorable to them in a sense that they've had 3 games at home already, but since their first game that was last Thursday, they haven't had a chance to practice, a full practice, and I think this Wednesday to Sunday is their biggest break between now and the end of November or something like that. They play more than any other team in the NHL, I'm pretty sure,
40 or something
for the first 25 games. So they have a very tough schedule, and these guys are all going to play. And I think a little bit of rest is going to do them well. But I also think that we cannot keep looking at this team with rose-colored glasses and saying, 2 wins. Great, they're 2-2. No, you shouldn't lose that game to the Wild when you're up 2-0 after 2 periods.
Carolina.
After 1 period.
Carolina did not have a practice all preseason. They look like crap.
You got 2 wins that maybe you didn't deserve to win, but you got to win that Minnesota Wild game. You cannot, in this league, to be successful, to be a playoff team,
What was the score in the Wild game?
4-3.
4-3.
I don't think anyone's looking at them like that. People know they haven't played well. People are just happy that they got the win last night. There's nothing wrong with being happy.
No, there's nothing wrong with being happy.
No one's sitting here saying, "Oh, Jets are looking good this year." They haven't looked that good.
But I think people need to have higher expectations, or we're always going to sit here and say, "Oh, well, you know what? They're a bubble team again this year."
I think people embrace the fact that this year, again, it might not go well. There's
Year 6 of this. At some point,
Year
you got
45 for the Leafs of doing nothing.
No, but there's been glimpses of hope along the way for the Leafs.
The Jets
in
looked good
6
2 years ago. Last year was a step back. This year we don't know.
No, but see, that's the thing. Why is there Leafs? Okay, we know the starting point for Leafs was what 2 years ago. I'll say 3, whatever.
But no, it's not even that. I understand it was.
Jets are well on their way playoffs, and then they decided to just go youth the next year.
It's just.
I'm not
for me. I
against the
think
youth
there's.
decision.
All I have to say is I think there has to be a point where there needs to be higher expectations on this group of people.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
And I don't know why that doesn't start this year. It should be, you need to make the playoffs this year.
Well, and no one's saying that they've never come out and said we don't expect to make the playoffs.
No, but
they're also,
you can't be like, but people are saying, oh, well, they're just a bubble team. At this point, you can't use the conference as an excuse anymore. It's probably at its weakest it's been since we've been in it. And you can't use...
Potentially.
Well, I think their division's the weakest it's been since we've been in it.
It could be.
Well,
Chicago's not the same team they were. They've got Richard Panik on the first line. You got
because of money. That's it. Would not be.
I'm also saying it's been 4 games.
No, but all I'm saying is maybe through 4 games we shouldn't be happy with a 2-2 start. Maybe it's time for Jets fans to want more from their team and expect more.
And boo your team.
Not boo your team.
Boo him.
No.
Yes.
We're not,
I think they were almost booing
we aren't
last
Leafs
night.
fans. We're not going to start throwing jerseys on the ice.
Hey, Oilers fans did it too.
Oh, I know.
No, with Toronto and Edmonton did it because
and
Toronto
you know what?
has money and Ed is money.
The excitement of having Patrik Laine on the team is kind of, I think it's putting the blinders on a lot of people to the fact that they might,
great idea.
you know, they're saying our team hasn't played well. We might not do well this year, but look how good this kid is. Look how good he's been so far, and think about how good he could be. And I think right now that's enough for people here to say, you know what? Let's just watch and see what happens. At the end of the year, it could be a different story. But if Laine puts up 30 goals and the Jets don't make the playoffs, at the end of the day, people might say, you know what? Look how good this kid could be.
Yeah, and it's only up with Laine.
Yeah, well, Matthews and Laine too, right? It's the same thing. I mean, a week into the season, they're both tied for the league in goals. I don't think anybody would have picked that.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who's? Oh yeah, I guess. Ovi
There's a couple other guys tied with them, but I mean,
probably Ovi and Kessel.
Tarasenko.
Has McDavid got a Hattie yet?
I think McDavid's up there. I think McDavid's leading the league in points.
But all I'm saying is, if it's not this year, it's got to be next year. At the point where you've got to have higher expectations for your team. You cannot keep saying, "Well, you know, they're in transition." It's time to stop being a team in transition.
If they don't make the playoffs,
they need to this year.
If they don't make the playoffs next year, that's a big problem. And I get that's like far off down the road, almost 2 years from now. But if that happens, if they don't make the playoffs, there'll be big changes next year. Not like they're not gonna sacrifice their youth, but they will, because this is the transition year. But next year there's no excuses. And I'm not saying that's okay for this year, but because they could make the playoffs this year, overachieve like they did 2 years ago, and then if they miss it next year,
it's not a good thing.
What are you going to do? So maybe you're better to try miss by a little bit this year and get there next year.
I think that if you get in this year, your expectation is to not miss it again until 5 years from now.
Until Blake Wheeler's not on the team.
Exactly. Like, you can't just say, oh, they're in this year, oh, they don't make it next year, and then we're going to retransition. All I'm saying is no one should be accepting the mediocre play that the Jets have been having, and yet we as Jets fans believe that it's okay to have 4 mediocre games so far this season. It's not okay, and I can guarantee you, no one in that room thinks it's okay, and the coaching staff doesn't think it's okay, and the management group doesn't think it's okay.
No, and they all said last night that's not, it's not what you want to do, and they've done it twice, home opener.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody is. I don't think people are satisfied with it, and you know, barring a miracle comeback last night, the reaction to that game last night is going to be a lot different. You know, the whole Laine, and that's why I say it's a script ending, because the whole Laine hat trick, people forgot about how bad they played for the first 2 periods.
Well, I agree, but if this is a sign for things to come this season, which I hope it's not, because I don't want to get on here and argue about the team all season, because I don't think that's how any progress gets made. I just... that might be an update about the Leafs scoring. Or was it an update? Oh, look at that! Toronto.
I have some stats.
Matthews with another goal!
There you go.
2-1 over Minnesota right now. So how do they pull it?
How about that?
Finish your thought.
I'm going to finish my thought. I just hope that they can put some games together, and I don't think part of the... Why are they playing Promistrov? He is awful.
There's been some questionable decisions, and the Jets...
But why defend it? Why are we defending it?
I'm not defending it.
He's been here for 5 years, and he's done... Or 4 years, and
I'm not defending it, but
he's changed his number 3 times. That's pretty telling.
I will give them credit, because they've done this year what people have always said they should do, and they never did. They've scratched the veterans, and they sent their goalie to the AHL.
Yep.
And you know what? I'll give them a pass.
And hell,
I will give them a
was
pass.
the reason why they won that third period and the overtime.
Yeah, he was good. I don't think the goals were his fault, actually. He was left up to dry on all of them. Maybe the second one, maybe he should have had that one, but the other 3 goals...
Nylander's goal is nasty.
The other 3 goals, what's he going to do, right?
The thing that I'll say about this is, I don't think you blame Michael Hutchinson if that team loses last night because the team in front of them didn't play well. But you thank him for the win because in the third period and in overtime, contrary to what all their other goalies were doing, even though 4 goals against doesn't look good, you let a goal, and normally what would happen would be a bad one from Pavlik somewhere, and that game's gone, and there it deflates everything. And because he comes up with big saves in the third period when they need it to, where they did have lapses, where the Leafs were like, oh, this is how we play hockey again. Okay, we'll do this. Anytime there was some shine of brilliance from the Leafs, I guess brilliance, or any sign of pressure, Hutchinson was able to snuff it out. And last night he looked like he outplayed Anderson. That's why they won. Granted, though, 5 seconds extra in the third period, Matthews would have scored, I think. Because he had the puck on his stick in the slot.
Potentially.
And time went out.
To wrap it up, a couple stats that the Jets have from their first 4 games, because like we said, they've have a horseshoe up their butt. First game, they overcame a 4-1 deficit in the third period to win their season opener. They're the 3rd team ever to come back from that deficit in their first game.
Oh, okay. I thought like ever, and there was like, no, I know one of those teams.
Jets last night, that's their first ever franchise victory, coming back from trailing from 4 goals to win.
And the last time the Leafs did it was against St. Louis, where they were up 5-0 and lost 6-5 to the St. Louis Blues in 2000.
Patrik Laine, 18 years and 183 days old. He's the 2nd youngest NHL player to have a hat trick in the last 30 years.
Who's the first? Who's the youngest? I know who it is, but Dan, don't run it. I'm asking Cameron.
Oh, I know. Here, it's right here.
Yeah.
Would not have picked him.
Would not have picked him either.
Nope.
He is a former first-round pick.
That's my guess. That's my hint.
That's your hint.
Former first-round pick.
But he wouldn't... He's from he's from like the salary cap era. So it wouldn't be Ovi. Ovi and earlier, no. I guess Crosby and earlier, no. Everyone else.
Youngest player with the Hattie.
Yeah.
I gotta think of players who stepped in when they were 18.
And he's a top 5 pick.
Gabriel Landeskog.
Negative. He's a brother.
What?
He's a brother.
He's a brother.
Yeah. He has brothers of them playing the NHL.
I know this. Jordan Stahl.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Youngest player to get a hat trick.
I was like, Greg, are you going to pull the race card? Because that's what I thought you meant by brother. And I was like, whoa, that's super racist. And I was like, right. And automatically, is it terrible that I'm like, Sean Bell? PK Subban? No, that's awesome. Jordan Stahl, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Laine.
I would have not. If you didn't give me that guess, I wouldn't have guessed.
Guys, though.
I was going to guess Fabian Brunstrom right off the
Last stat, he's the fifth 18-year-old player to have a hat trick in the last 30 years.
Behind, McDavid was one of them for sure. He got a Hattie last year. Didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
McDavid's got a Hattie. Come on. How does that guy not have a hat trick? As we speak, they're playing. He's going to have tonight.
Michael Grabner in 2011.
As an 18-year-old.
Yep. Jordan Stahl.
Means McDavid didn't
Wait. Whoa.
18-year-old.
No, sorry. This is rookies.
Because I was like, Grabner is not 23.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was wrong. This list is rookies that have scored a hat trick with the third goal being an overtime winner.
So Grabner was...
third goal being an overtime winner.
Oh, wow.
Ovechkin.
But Laine is the fifth 18-year-old to get a hat trick,
period. So it was Laine, Stahl, Grabner. Who's the rest on that list? Brunstrom?
Ovechkin, Eric Cole, Tyler Arneson. That's going back to like 2000.
Wow, I remember Tyler Arneson, number 42.
I don't have the list of 18-year-olds who've had a hat trick in the last 30 years, but he's only the fifth player to do it. So.
Well, I think we just named him one of them.
And for everybody wondering, Auston Matthews is 19.
Yes.
If you didn't know. Because he did have a hat trick in his first
game.
He
missed the draft by like 3 days.
3 days. And he would have been drafted
and
ahead
I
of Jack
totally understand last year when everyone's like, some people were like, Eichel couldn't carry Auston Matthews' shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now. Oh, yeah.
One last thing before we move on to talk about the Leafs, because they are the center of the hockey universe, as I think everyone knows after last Wednesday. Because we do have to talk about it, even though that they did collapse. And I will not defend what happened last night.
I just like seeing Leafs fans miserable. I'm sorry, Greg.
I know you do.
I do.
So does the rest of the country. Everyone does.
Oh,
I think people take serious joy in knowing that the Leafs lost the way they did last night.
Dan just said that stat, but the Jets became the third team in NHL history to win their first game of the season by overcoming a 3-goal deficit in the third period.
Yeah, he said that earlier.
Oh.
Yeah,
And it was also their franchise coming back in franchise
Sorry,
history
guys.
coming back from 4 goals last night.
Yeah. But
So
it does show you
They're
something.
breaking all the records.
It does show you something that they can come back in third period leads, or when they're down in the third period, something they couldn't do when they made the playoffs. And at least there's guys you can go to now, because it's not, Andrew Ladd or Nick Antropov or Kyle Wellwood. It's Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, and Patrik Laine, even Nikolai Ehlers. Nonetheless, Jacob Trouba is still without a contract. I heard rumors and rumblings today that they're trying to get something done because he wants to play in the Heritage Classic.
Where did you hear that?
Hearing lots of trade rumors that he might also be dealt by the weekend. But all the insiders right now are saying that the Jets are being very patient, and they're going to be very patient.
Yeah, what I read today is they're not even close to coming to a decision.
Well, even
because
they gotta get him
you hear
signed.
beat writers, right? Like you hear guys that
I'm
need
talking.
a story.
This was Pierre LeBrun on TSN.
Yeah,
He said
I would value a lot more.
He basically said that there hasn't been any progress, or the Jets aren't going to budge. They aren't going to trade him for nothing just to say they can trade him. So he's sitting for now.
There's no power. Really, Trouba took away all of his power when he asked to be traded.
And I think it projects bad on him.
Oh, it does.
As a person, because I get that teams like his upside, but do you want that? His attitude clearly is not what it should be.
Yeah.
Do you want that? And if he comes, and I was wondering this too, if he does come back to Winnipeg, which I don't think he will, but if he does, how are the fans going to react to him?
With open arms, because they need some more D.
Players, yes. Fans, I'm not so sure.
I think there are some hurt fans, and to take it back to it, Evander Kane got hurt in his season debut against Montreal Canadiens after a collision with,
that looked bad.
I can't remember who he went into the corner with.
Who?
Evander Kane. Because it was a Montreal Canadian.
I don't remember.
It was coincidental, though.
I know it was coincidental. But fans in Winnipeg...
It looked like it hurt.
And this is something that I have to say to fans. Like, show some fucking respect. So what, you didn't like the guy when he's here? You don't laugh at a guy because he broke a goddamn rib. Or cracked 3 ribs. You don't laugh at a guy just because you didn't like the way his attitude was. I get sick to my stomach when I see that kind of shit. People laughing at him.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not...
You're 40 years old!
I'm not defending those people, but you're going to get that no matter where you are.
I know you are. But legitimately...
Because I know we're going back to Winnipeg fans are...
I'm not going to Winnipeg fans. I'm just saying people like that.
I go to Pee Wee games and cheer when kids get concussions.
I know you do.
Cam, yeah, he's the worst
But
player.
Don't get mad at a guy just because you didn't like the way he played. And this is to everyone. I don't care who you are. Like, is your life that shitty that you have to laugh at somebody else's misfortune all the time? And I know it's funny to do it to Leaf fans, which is fine, okay, I get that. But when it's somebody who's worked his entire life to be something and is a douche about it, okay, you can call him a douche, but don't laugh when he gets hurt. I think it's
I felt
huge.
bad for him. It looked like it hurt a lot. I'm surprised he only cried. I'm surprised he didn't full on break them.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I think there's so much disrespect when it comes to that. So let's move on. The Leafs are celebrating their 100th anniversary. Their first game of the season was against the Ottawa Senators. We all know Auston Matthews scored 4 goals. The argument could be made that, once again, right place, right time. The same with Laine last night, where puts the puck in the net when he needs to, and that's what a top 3 talent should do on a nightly basis. Fast forward, and by the way, in that first game, Mitch Marner was probably the best player on the ice, except for the fact he didn't score 4 goals. Fast forward to Saturday night, they did all their centennial ceremonial stuff, including retiring, I think it was 13 numbers, because they previously had them all honored, except for numbers 5 and 6. Now they actually have all those numbers retired, so numbers like Doug Gilmour, 93, which is why Mitch Marner couldn't wear 93. 27 was retired, which is Daryl Sittler. Yeah. 21, Boris Salming was retired, so JVR moved his number to number 25.
Cheeky way they did it, by the way. Cheeky way. They said, if you bought a new JVR jersey, not to anyone, fuck everyone else. Everyone else. They're like, nope, no discount, nothing.
Only 2016, 2017 jerseys.
Is that why JVR is 25? Because I was looking at that last night, I'm like, so was he 21 for the first game?
He was 21 for the first game because they didn't want to ruin the surprise.
So he knew, I guess he knew.
So 13, Matt Sundin, no surprise there.
No surprise there. Tim Horton, number 1. I'm sure there's
Tim
more.
Horton was whoa, hold on. He was a goalie?
Yeah.
What? That would make sense why I went to the donut business. 5-hole, donut hole. I get it now.
You didn't know Tim Horton was a goalie?
I'm gonna level with you. I did not.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
I've never actually Googled. No, sorry. I can't Google Tim Horton without seeing donuts now. So he's probably like the 4th or 5th Google page. I wouldn't know. Yeah.
I'm really worried that I got this wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Okay, hold on.
Unless I'm
the Leafs fans,
unless
so
I'm
it's not on
mistaking
us.
Tim Horton for Terry Sawchuk, but I'm not. I know I'm not. No, I am. I am definitely. Yeah, no, he was definitely a player.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was a player.
Yeah, he was.
Well, what number?
He was a defense.
One?
What the
He was
hell?
defense shot right.
What number?
Yeah. How? I mixed.
Pull up that
Wow,
list.
I feel awful right now.
That's fine.
I feel so
Don't
dumb.
be. It's okay.
I
We're
feel so
all
dumb.
wrong, and we were wrong with confidence, guys. That's what we do.
What we do.
It's what we do. Don't expect.
Oh
If you hear stats, never from us, never go into arguments with these stats ever.
No.
Ever. Do not. Even when I read
Go at
stats
your-
on Twitter,
go
I'm
at
like,
your
yep,
own risk.
fact.
Go
Fact.
at your own
Here,
risk.
while Greg's looking this up,
I
fun-
think he
fun
was
trivia for Dan.
He is many different.
Who
numbers.
is the by height, or who is the smallest 2016 opening night roster by height?
This year?
This is for Dan while Greg finds the answer to his question.
I don't know the answer.
You
to my
find
question.
your retired numbers. Go to Wikipedia.
I can tell you who it's not. Buffalo. They got a big team.
Okay, who is the shortest team? I'll give you a hint.
Canada or America?
Okay, 2 hints. American team,
Yeah.
Eastern Conference.
Carolina.
Okay, I'll give you 3 guesses. That was not it. So you have 2 more. So very surprised. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I can't.
Rangers.
Nope, 1 more. Fine. Same division as the Rangers. Same division? No, not same division. Maybe. I'm drawing blank.
Florida?
No. Here's my final hint. I should have known this. I should have.
Flyers.
Yeah.
Really?
72.4 inches tall. Average.
Okay, so
They're not big.
all
Everyone's
the
like 5 feet.
all the retired numbers are as follows: number 1 for Turk Broda and Johnny Bauer, number 4 Hap Day and Red Kelly, number 5 Bill Barilko, and 6 Ace Daly. They were already previously retired. Then you got King Clancy and Tim Horton, which were number 7.
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
a heavy loaded
That's
number.
how you know the team is old, when there's a trophy named after him and a fucking food chain, donut chain.
Number
Coffee
7
chains.
forever.
Number 9, Ted Kennedy and Charlie Conacher. 10, Sil Apps and George Armstrong. 13, Matt Sundin. 14, Dave Keon. Something a lot of Leaf fans never thought would happen, and I'm talking old Leaf fans. I'm talking like the guys who are like 60, 70, who've seen the Leafs win. They probably never would have thought Dave Keon's number would have been retired because there was a lot of turmoil with him and the franchise. They've mended that. He's now part of Legends Row, and then now his number is also retired. And also in the top 100 Leafs, he was listed as number 1. Because he was kind of one of the main players during their dynasty 60s decade. 17, Wendell Clark retired. 21, Boris Salming. 27, Frank Mahovlich, along with Daryl Sittler. And 93, Doug Gilmour. And we have a correction from last week. When I said that Doug Gilmour was the next captain because he was traded for Wendell Clark, that's wrong. Matt Sundin was actually traded for Wendell Clark.
Matt Sundin was traded for Wendell Clark.
So-
Gilmore's already on the team.
Gilmour was
Lost
already
our
on the team.
shit for nothing?
No, he wasn't. He
I
wasn't
have
the next
very
captain.
enjoyable laugh.
Yeah.
We've had many compliments because of that one.
But Matt
Yes.
Sundin was traded for Wendell Clark, and there was so much pressure around Matt Sundin. No one really knew what he would do, and we know the career of Matt Sundin. He's now retired, and all 3 of those amazing captains during that era are now retired. Something that Dion Phaneuf cannot say for himself.
Very vindictive, are you?
I'm not
Very
vindictive.
Vengeful.
I'm not vengeful.
Very. Those are 2 vengeful comments in 2 weeks in a row now.
What was last
He's
week's vengeful
vengeful.
comment?
That was your here, let me just read your predictions here. Enroth, more wins than Bernier. Yeah.
Hey,
You're
I'm not
vindictive.
wrong, am I? I'm Roth right now. Let me just check because I did get a score update, making sure that they're still
I'm
it's
just
still
saying.
2-1.
Greg gives people shit for liking to see Evander Kane hurt. That's ruthless. That prediction. That's
Yeah.
ruthless.
I don't. It just means the Leafs are going to be better than the Ducks. It's all that meant. Because, boy, are the Ducks bad.
Lee.
But- Hey, to move on from the Leafs, and to move to some other NHL stuff and talk, I guess, about other teams. holy shit, this is Connor McDavid's NHL now. With Sidney Crosby out with a concussion, it's become the Connor McDavid league.
Oh, definitely. Like Connor McDavid, I have a clip of Connor McDavid just taking off. It was against, here, I'll watch it, Detroit, where he just obliterated. Like, he's from behind the net. He probably goes from, Carolina, sorry. From red line to red line, I can count, it takes me, here, let's count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, and he literally skated around every player and took a shot on net.
That was end to end.
That was in
6
real
Mississippi.
time.
Wow,
He does it
exciting
so
radio.
fast he can fit it in a GIF. In a GIF.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And really sucks that Crosby has a concussion, but we were talking too about this, about how we were all wondering, when is Connor McDavid going to become that player? And it's now. It's this year. So
This is his year.
Yeah, definitely.
Even just the way he played the first game, the goal, the shootout goal he had, and then the next game with the dirty backhand. This is his league, and we're all just mere people watching it.
We're
now.
along for the ride.
Exactly. Like, I guess the coming out party for him was the World Cup, and now this is his league.
So is this like Connor McDavid's like kid on the playground, like, no, it's my league now, Sydney, and he kicks some sand in his face?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing with another Canadian team, Carey Price, who didn't play for the first week, was actually on IR because of the flu. Very interesting.
He lost 7 pounds.
He lost 7 pounds. What did he have? Was it like
The flu.
I've never had a flu that's made me lose 7 pounds. And God damn it, I wish I could.
Guys, you know how to get a tapeworm? I kind of want to just test that out for a second.
No,
See
you
how it
don't.
goes.
Apparently, tapeworms not a good idea.
How do they come out?
You poop them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Or
poop 'em
That's
out.
a lot of intestine.
Depending where they go, because I've heard like story because that used to be a huge weight loss method, like
Yeah,
way back
that's
in the day.
the joke
right?
I was getting at.
But they're like tapeworms that would go into your brain and shit, so they'd have to like surgically remove them.
Oh, no. They know
Yeah.
where they're going? Just go
Yeah.
to the belly, friend. What are you doing?
Oh, also, probably the most exciting thing I watched because I had a free preview of Center Ice and now it's gone and I don't know what to do with my life. I watched the Nashville Predator game and watched PK Subban's first goal as a Nashville Predator. Guys, we're going to a Nashville game. Save your money. Holy fuck, does that look like fun. He scores his goal. They don't stop cheering for him. You couldn't even hear the the announcers on the TV.
It's got to be a Saturday.
It was so loud.
This yellow Saturday helmet, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Was it Saturday that you watched?
I think it was Saturday.
Yeah. Yellow golden helmet Saturday.
They only do them on Saturday?
Only Saturday. Golden
Those
helmet.
are horrendous.
Golden helmet.
No, it was
Saturday.
Friday. It was
Damn
Friday.
it.
It was a Friday.
Dude, we have to, if we're going, it's on a Saturday, and there's live music in between periods. Oh, Jets got like a keyboard guy.
Maybe I'll just
He's not
watch.
live band good, but
I saw the it's in the
Yeah, it's in section 3.
True North.
It's
No.
330, 301.
Yeah,
That's
it's
where
in
it
the
is.
top corner,
Yep.
right?
Oh,
It's
I thought you meant where the organ was. I did see the True North though. Yes.
No, I found it. I saw
the True North. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right
Yeah.
there. That's where the organ
I
guy
know.
is.
No, the organ guy's other
directly across
other-
from him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that'd
was
be
right
pretty
where I was
pompous
at,
if they True North and he's like, yeah, he's your savior.
Yeah.
And he's like, that one? Everyone knows that, the knuckle one? Anyways, go ahead, continue.
So now shifting back to the Edmonton Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. They have the Heritage Classic this weekend. We kind of forgot to mention it.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of hype going into it, but yeah, we totally forgot about it.
I totally did forget that. Like I know
The
it's this
Connor
weekend.
McDavid team versus the Patrik Laine.
Patrik Laine.
That's what you got on Sunday, but Saturday will be a fun game between the alumni.
Yeah, Timo
Laine-
Solani's team gets to play against
Wayne
Gretzky's
Mark
fists.
Mez,
Wayne
yeah,
Gretzky's
So
fists.
Timu gets to skate laps around all the old guys.
basically.
That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, can Timu just do me one solid? Just a real...
He's
quick-
not slew-footing Wayne Gretzky.
Nah, just spear tackle him like Roman Reigns. It'll be worth it.
And today...
He can't get fined, Kenny. He's not technically NHLPA
No,
anymore.
it's true. The Queen will be on the side of the pint all weekend.
The side of the pint.
Yes, the side of the pint.
What if it rains?
Well, that painting's getting wet.
Wait, the actual Queen one?
The actual
That's
Queen
tall.
from the
How big
Winnipeg
is that?
Arena.
That's a big...
I don't know.
Because
I don't remember.
I don't ever remember... Do you ever remember seeing it live in the
Yes.
arena?
Yes, I do.
don't.
Yeah, well, Cam, for Moose, the Queen was there during the Moose era too.
I maybe remember... I seriously
Do
don't
you
know.
remember the old Moose and they had the four screens in the
That were
corners.
vertical?
Were they vertical? I thought they were just squares.
Oh, they were bad.
Nonetheless.
The new
And
one
they had
was vertical.
they had Godzilla on them. Like it'd be like.
Oh yeah, the 8-bit? Yeah. Or do
Oh.
you remember there was a restaurant underneath?
Yes, I do remember that.
Do you remember behind that restaurant? Shoot speed puck test.
Yes.
Bring it back! Bring it back right in the
Where?
front concourse.
That's
whatever.
true. Yeah.
No, Moxie's door. Just tell people to screw off. Don't go through the Moxie's door. Like at front concourse, put it there. Oh no, wait, there's glass. We can't. Oh no, it was an inflatable thing.
There's also downstairs too.
Oh, downstairs because that's where they bring in special guests and stuff. They can't do that. Yeah, they can. There's fancy people in that restaurant down there by the ice.
Whatever.
Have you ever been there? During a game.
No.
Me neither.
I've been down there when I went to play at the MTS Center.
Yeah. I've been down there before, a few times, but in that restaurant, the Prairie Exchange or whatever it's called.
No, I haven't.
No, me neither. Fine, put it there. Yeah, right there could work, but secure. I still say right in front of Moxie's.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just put that inflatable thing up. Oh, that was the
Nonetheless,
best.
should be a really fun weekend to be a part of in Winnipeg.
Lots of good, fun activities going on.
Guys, Sum 41's playing a concert before the game on Sunday. I'm jacked.
Is it free?
You have to have a ticket to the game to go. Because it's in the parking lot across. There's a tailgate area.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
because
playing
it's
at
university
noon.
parking.
Yeah, they're playing at noon on
Which
Sunday.
parking lot? There's
The big, huge one right
okay,
across.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All
They've
right.
got tons.
Yeah.
I'm jacked because they skipped over Winnipeg on their tour, and I was like, "What the hell?" Now
Found
I know
out
why.
Freebies.
Freebies.
Yeah,
That's
before the
awesome.
game, try and get as much free stuff as you can. That's what I did for Grey Cup.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Before the 2
I
hours
can't
before
wait.
the game, I'm like, I'm getting as many free items as I can right now.
I can't wait for fucking
Hey, language.
alumni game.
Who's the goalies for Jets?
Bob Essenza and I don't know.
Who was the Pokey and the Bandit? Do you guys remember that?
No. Cameron, you gotta remember, we were 5 years old when the franchise left
You know what's
us.
funny about that?
We don't remember much.
The franchise hasn't won a playoff game since. I'm sorry.
But we also have to...
I had to. You got to kick it when it's down.
It's
You
true.
have
Do
to.
it.
I have to take full advantage while it's still
But,
down.
guys, we
It's
also have
only
to
a matter of
remember
time.
that if the Jets never left Winnipeg, there would be no Auston Matthews.
Why?
Because he went to a Coyotes game. That's what made him fall in love with hockey.
It's true.
A Coyotes game made
Yeah.
him fall in love with
Yeah.
hockey?
Yep.
I think Coyotes...
He was an
Dude, that's
impressionable
the
young
slogan.
kid.
We gave you Auston Matthews.
You're
We
welcome,
made
Toronto.
Matthews.
Yeah.
They-
You're
No.
welcome, Toronto.
It should be like... They should have like a thing. They should have whatever, like an Auston Matthews like commercial, and it should be like made by the Coyotes. Who's next? There you go.
Okay. No
It's a
slogans.
slogan.
No slogans. No taglines.
We made Matthews.
Just hockey. Da, da, da. We made Auston Matthews. Just slide it. No, it'll be like brought to you by the NHL, and then it'll cut in and be like, we made Matthews. Some guy in like a back of a field. No, and it doesn't. It's got to be a desert.
It's also the one guy that was like, "This is our team. This is our Coyotes, right, guys? Right?"
Oh, you mean like the Thrashers keep the Thrashers
Yeah.
rally?
When they're like, what,
They
3,000
all
people showed up?
3,000
Or 300?
The one video I saw, they all fit under a pop-up tent. There was 10 of them. I was like, guys,
it was like
I can make one
300 at
phone call and
max
have
or
more
something.
people under that tent than you. Oh my goodness. Any other big NHL news that I should know? Oh, Matt Duchene got lit up by Dmitry Orlov.
yeah.
What a great hit.
That was. I think we also got to talk about the team that I think consensusly thought was the worst team in the Pacific Division.
I'm not. Nope, I'm standing by it. They are the worst.
They are, but they're 3-0 right now with
Vancouver.
I
know.
Vancouver Canucks have not led yet this season, but have 3 wins.
God, what? You know what? We're never leaving this word. What a garbage fire team.
Guys,
How?
we also picked St. Louis to have a down year. Doesn't look like
Nope. Don't buy into the Blues. They'll give you it, and it's a bad case. Never.
Bad case
I'm
of the
never
Blues?
buying into the Blues ever. Ever. I don't like watching paint dry, and I stand by it. Although I did enjoy Magnus Bjarvi Svensson scoring a goal assisted by Yakupov. Did you see who are they
Oiler
playing?
fans are like,
Who's the GM of? Oh no, Marty Brodeur had the stupidest grin on his face because it cut to him and he's like, you could totally tell he's like, we did that, we did it. I'm like,
Fuck you, Oilers.
I know. Hey, is Noodles going to be in the game on Sunday? Because he's in the A right now.
is
Like,
he didn't make team?
a conditioning stint.
Who's Noodles?
Puljujarvi. Noodle part. Okay, Jesse
party.
Puljujarvi.
Oh, yeah.
Pool noodles when he scores noodles.
I don't get your.
It's shakes. We got shakes on the Jets. We got Noodles on the Edmonties. And then there's Ask Me a Player on the Flyers, and I have a nickname for everybody. Everybody. Give me one.
I'm not buying into
Just
this.
ask me a quick
No,
question. Just ask me a question.
no.
You ask me, you want to ask?
No, I don't.
Ask me what mode of transportation Connect Me and
No,
his fans
I
used to
don't
get to the
want
Wells Fargo
to
Center.
know.
What?
All about the Connect Me cart. It's a Mario Kart driven by Travis Konechny, and he's got a little 4-man train behind him. And Giroux's in row 1. Woo!
What's
Provorov's row 2. Yeah.
What's your nickname for useless pieces of crap that are suspended?
Racco
Right now?
Gudis is gods. What else?
Brandon Manning.
Ontario-born Radko Gudis. Carolina. Dan, trivia question for you. Greg, don't answer. What country is Jacob Slavin from?
Oh, yes.
Who?
Jacob Slavin.
Number 74, Carolina Hurricanes, paired to Justin Falk. My new favorite D pairing.
From Slavin?
Jacob Slavin.
Canada.
But 2 B's on Jacob.
Canada.
Good guess. America. More precisely,
Well,
Jacob
friggin',
Slavin from Denver.
If Alex Galchenyuk is American?
No, he was big.
He was born in Russia.
Jacob Slavin didn't leave America. He was born in Colorado.
Yeah.
He went to Colorado College and Chicago Steel USHL.
But, let's be real here. There are people that move here from Scandinavian countries.
Jacob Slavin. If I come across some just fun money that I don't want to save or do anything with, I'm getting a Hurricane Slavin jersey.
You
Quote
could
me.
honestly, you could have somebody here that's named Henrik fucking Hedberg, and no one would bat an eye.
Not
Henrik
here, no.
Hedberg.
Henrik
Hedberg. The name Hedberg in Winnipeg.
I've seen a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because of everyone remembers the Moose, the best goalie for the Moose. Not the guy that they retired last night or put
I was
into
just
the
going to
Jets
say
Ring of
Anders
Honor.
Hedberg, you know?
Yeah, they retired Anders Hedberg, and Bobby Hull was nowhere to be seen. I think
That's a
it's
whole
'cause
other can of worms.
We don't want to touch that can of worms.
Bobby Hull
Yeah.
not being there.
No, just not retiring his number.
They kind of did though.
No, they did retire his number. He
just wasn't there.
He was coming, and then he declined the invite because I don't want to delve too much into it, but apparently him as a person back in the day when he played, he had a pretty bad reputation for doing some pretty bad things.
There's literally a book I own
And
my dad
people-
gave to me called The Devil and Bobby Hull.
And,
he gave the okay for this guy to release the book. But there's some terrible
what
shit
happened
in
is
it.
I think the media brought up what he
A lot
did,
of
and he's
things.
and then he changed his mind and he didn't want to come anymore
Yeah.
because he was supposed to come.
That's okay. I
Don't
guess
do
they-
terrible things. Moral of the story.
I guess they had a little extra
So-
vodka kicking around after the event. Whoa! Sorry, go on.
Well, speaking of vodka, I wanted to talk to our favorite GM. Is that a possibility?
Is he here?
See what I can do.
Okay.
Make a call.
Get him
So
on the
there
phone.
was a thing that came out, Mr. Jim Benning, just regarding your team and how, Trevor Linden stated that it wasn't going to be a quick turnaround, but you are quoted saying that you think you thought it was a quick turnaround. Are you proud of your 3-0 start, considering you guys haven't led yet?
Goddamn right, I'm proud of my 3-0 start. I mean, if you look at your off-season things I did, I mean, well, you brought in Louis Erickson. You brought in Louis, all right? And, you brought in Louis. It's pretty good.
Here's my question,
Jerry McCann, who's that joke? Who's he in Florida?
but
I don't know.
Roberto Luongo was just named third star of the week for
That's
the
Bobby
NHL.
Labango. But, continue. Go ahead.
Do you believe that either of your goalies that are currently there are good enough, or better than Roberto Luongo?
Right now, I don't even know who my goalies are. I know I'm paying a lot of money, and the owners are not impressed right now with myself.
Do you agree that maybe it's time that this team should be in a mode of transition instead of going for the cup?
Always going for a cup, baby. I mean, what do you play for? A fucking Leafs fan? Get out of here, you joke. You're a joke. I thought you bought a jersey. You're not even wearing it, bum.
I did buy a jersey. I'm
What
just not
jersey
wearing
did you
it.
buy? Where did you go with?
I didn't go with. I
Yeah,
went
he's
blank.
ashamed. I wouldn't buy anyone either. You want? I'll trade you. I'll give you a deal. You give me that Leafs jersey, I'll burn it, and then buy yourself a new Canucks jersey.
Will you buy it from me?
No,
Jim?
I said buy yourself a jersey.
Who should I put on the back of it? Do I put Corey Schneider or do I put Roberto Luongo?
Canucks, you're gonna-
How about Eddie Lack? Why don't I put him on the back of it?
You're gonna want to put secretly my favorite player.
Christian Ehrhoff.
No. My favorite player.
Just trying to think who
Number
else.
17. Radim Verbata.
Where's he playing right now?
I don't know.
Should you check General Manager?
I don't. Fuck yourself there. Now I'm never gonna be able to make trades. I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, poor Jim
I
Benning.
can't even call Tommy. We're on texting one-on-one. I was like, hey, Tommy, yeah, can you help me? And he's like, yeah, let me Google that for you. And Frick sends me a link. There's a website where you can go to, where you literally type in the words, let me Google that for you. You type in general manager, you send the link, and it types it for you, and then hits Google. We're a dick move, that asshole is. We're a dick. Great guy. Enjoy Vegas. I'll be there a lot if you didn't know.
Wow. I think that's enough of Jim Benning for today.
Guys, what happened? I don't black out.
You missed Jim Benning again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I felt like
just here.
Oh, dang. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he was in town for the Heritage Classic. Didn't realize that it was Edmonton playing and not Vancouver. Thought his team was a part of it.
Oh, he didn't want to do call-ins for the radio shows that wouldn't have called him, so he just shows up. Is that what kind of guy Jim Benning is? Oh, gosh. Yeah. Jim, your team's on a road trip in Florida. Charlie didn't show me that, damn it. Hey,
no,
Jim Dallin is not the GM anymore. Your wife Brox isn't the GM anymore, am I right? Hey.
Wow, it's
High fives himself. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh boy.
A very interesting thing did happen with the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday night. Louis Eriksson scored a goal on his own net, and then they proceeded to win the game 2-1. And Ryan Miller was not awarded the shutout.
They did the classic, you pull your goalie because you get a penalty and you throw it in your own net, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Love it.
And more on the Yakupov thing. This is a quote by him, and this is maybe explains a little bit about his situation when he was in Edmonton.
Oh, he probably loved it. His first NHL coach, I believe, was Dale Eakins. Dallas Eakins. Oh, what a coach.
Okay.
Not
Easy.
a coach.
So
No one's been able to turn that shitstorm around in Edmonton.
Yeah, well, McClellan,
Oh, God.
trying.
Hey,
he's trying.
He's trying.
remember when I said they're going to make the playoffs this year? Yep.
I'm
That
okay.
D looks-
We're
oof.
all on it, guys. We're all on it.
That
There
D
was
is
a
on the
quote,
same
though,
ones.
That is the one overreaction I will make.
on YouTube. Racist fan rocks or no?
Yeah.
No, someone else commented. Whoever it was, they said Edmonton's D is trash, and that gave me a giggle.
English Jaffa.
English Jaffa.
Edmonton's D is
Jaffa.
trash.
Yeah, there you go. That was like, hey, Dan, you want to grab me that?
And then,
Well, we just took a number from the deli.
yeah.
Serving up beef. We got you
Oh, yeah.
beef.
Yakupov quoted, talking about his time in Edmonton, I believe.
Okay.
I tried, honestly. It was really rough this week. No. He was talking about his first week with the Blues, sorry. I tried, honestly. It was really, really tough this week because it's not that easy. Doesn't matter what team you're on. I know Blues are a really good team, really good guys that are really friendly. It's a really good family here. When you've been away for a long time, live in different country, different city, and different friends, you pretty much have nothing outside. It's really good here. But as soon as you go outside after practice, you're just alone. You're lonely to those kinds of things, and they get into your brain and in your mind, and you have to fight that. I'm fighting. I know it's going to be much easier. I'm happy to get 2 points tonight, and it's going to be much easier for me to sleep tonight.
You swap out the word team and practice and put school, homework. That's an exchange student quote.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
That's how he felt about Edmonton? Is that
He
the-
sounds
Fuck
like-
you!
He sounded like he was a buddy. Glad you just swear.
Watch your
Fucking Minnesota
goddamn
scored.
language.
Who
Fred.
scored?
Dalpe.
Zach Dalby!
Fuck! He never goes
Dan's
away.
favorite player.
Why?
He
He used to-
terrorizes the Thrashers.
He used to terrorize the Thrashers every year.
Oh.
He scored 3
Carolina,
goals
oh
a
my-
year, all in one game against Atlanta. Every goddamn year.
We tried because Dan is so OG fan that NHL Game Center back in the day, they didn't have a broadcast crew, so you would literally get the radio feed with, you would get NSCSN or something.
You get the radio and
But
then
you would get
during
the Jumbotron feed. So in the intermission, you would see Jumbotron, like kids and going on, and you could text a Jumbotron to get your message. Countless times we tried.
Yeah, we
Not
tried.
Not once did we make the Jumbotron feed.
Ruthless.
So the last two things we do before we get into Patrick's parade, and I guess other miscellaneous stuff you have. I want to just talk about who should we overreact about, and also the situation with Hampus Lindholm. So currently, Hampus Lindholm and the Anaheim Ducks are roughly about $250,000 difference right now. Apparently, whatever Lindholm is asking for, it's north of $5.4 million currently. So they haven't signed probably arguably their best defenseman. And it looks like if they do trade Cam Fowler, which has been speculated, their issue right now is they need to go for a cup. And, well, you don't go for a cup if you don't have Cam Fowler there. Or if they trade another guy away that frees up some of their cap room. Because they did sign Rickard Rakell before their first game of the season. However, right now they're kind of stuck in limbo because they look awful so far this season. They had a
Remember
game
how
against
they started last year, though?
But they had a game against the Islanders where they're outshot like 10-0
But correct
for the
me,
first period.
Didn't they score like 1 goal in their first 6 games last year or something?
Yeah, they were
ridiculous?
pretty horrible last year.
So
it took them a while to get going. But
someone's going to have to get traded, otherwise they're not signing Lindholm because they can't afford it.
yeah, they can't afford it.
So the whole Trouba for Cam Fowler thing, that ain't going to happen because
They can't afford it.
they can't afford to do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Which makes the plot thicken a little more here for...
What are we going to overreact about? Richard Panik. 4 goals.
Yeah, but I could score 4 goals during the day.
I'm just saying that's an overreaction.
That's the sign. Like
I'm not saying he's good. I'm saying that's his play is an overreaction.
Oh, for sure.
That's coming.
My
back.
question is how is Richard Panik playing? And the Blackhawks are perfectly fine with that. Yet you have P.A. Parento, who luckily got picked up by the New Jersey Devils, but the Islanders were just like, well, fuck you. We don't want you. You're apparently not good enough for this team that sucks. And that's the team I'm going to overreact about so far, is the Islanders aren't a good hockey team.
Fair enough.
That's
Which
my
is surprising because I thought they were going to have a really good year. I know they made some questionable.
The Isles.
Yeah, they have a solid. No matter what they did, they have a solid foundation.
There's a few teams where, again, back to like even Jets, Leafs, Flyers. Where's the direction? Do you not need one anymore?
I think Garth Snow's gone. If that team doesn't make the playoffs this year, Garth Snow's gone.
I'd say so.
It's been a while. I think
the coach will be gone too because he's been there for quite a while.
Who is that coach?
He's
got garbage hair.
Capuano.
He's got bad hair. Jack Capuano. Right?
Remember when he started as the coach and he was like huge and now he's like all skinny?
I don't remember that.
Remember when Ken Hitchcock started?
He wasn't huge, but he was a big.
He was a big dude. Wait, is that Ken Hitchcock that can't skate? No, Scotty Bowman. Never mind. Did you guys see this? I know Greg heard about it. Dan, did you hear about this? A fan who has season tickets to the Montreal Canadiens is only going to 1 game this year when they play Nashville. He's so mad at the Montreal Canadiens that he took out a full-page $25,000 fee to do so in the Montreal Gazette. He basically wrote, like, I won't read the whole thing, but thank you, PK Subban, for your time as a Montreal Canadian. I'm a season ticket holder and lifelong fan. I grew up on the prairies watching and falling in love with Canadiens hockey and all the great players of the dynasty of the 70s. I truly thought my love for the Habs was forever. I could not imagine any other event like that. Basically, he's saying that PK Subban embodied what hockey's about, what the Canadiens are, and he's so mad at the Canadiens, and he's also a doctor and absolutely loaded, which he's earned, to pay $25,000 to basically say fuck you to the owners of the Canadiens. On top of it, he has donated $250,000 to PK Subban's charity.
Yep.
He's putting his money where his mouth is. I love it.
Here's
Obviously, if I had the opportunity and like the amount of money that this gentleman has that he's earned, but say if I just win it somehow, I'm going to do some awesome stuff like that. Like I'm going to pull out and rent a full-page article in New York Rangers and just have a picture of...
In the New York Times, you mean?
New York Times. It would be way more than $25,000.
Or USA.
And it's going to be Claude Giroux just like in beach bod pointing at... That's it. It's going to say, hey, that's it. That's it. It's going to ruin someone's day. Just one. That's all I want.
We'll ruin some New York fan.
How much or how little is it to just ruin someone's day? That's like Milan Lucic got fined years ago. $5,000 for nutting Danny DeKeyser. And like people did the average breakdown of like what Milan Lucic is to what $25,000 is. That'd be the equivalent of a minimum wage. Look, someone who makes $30,000 in a year getting fined $15. I would totally spend $15 a week, once a week, to kick a guy right in the nuts.
Yeah.
And very big news. All right.
Right in the nuts.
Right in the nuts. Just one.
Just one
I'm
of them.
going to ask him to pick one and kick the other one. No, hold the left one because left always hangs lower, right?
On the PK Subban thing.
Too much.
On the PK Subban thing. Somebody tweeted, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I can't remember. And they said, PK Subban hat trick. Scores goal, donates to charity, still gets ridiculed for his lack of character.
Of course. Why wouldn't he? Tonight, false. Yesterday, tonight's Thursday. Yesterday was the 50th anniversary of the best hockey player ever to live to play his first regular season NHL hockey game.
Number 4.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr.
Goddamn right. Ever. Number unos más. Numero uno.
Who my dad...
Ichiban.
My entire life, my dad had always said he's the best hockey player ever.
I
Better
do
than
have an
Gretzky.
option.
Better than... Yeah, he's
Oh.
always
You talk to a lot of people. He transformed the game. He
did.
transformed the forward pass game.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Oh, this is a tweet from Bob McKenzie. In case you didn't know it, Wednesday is the 50th anniversary of Bobby Orr's first NHL regular season game. Change a game like no other.
Yeah, no, he really did. The other thing, Jonathan Quick is out for 3 to 4 months. So right now they have
Zatkov.
as their.
Do you hear that
number one.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that in the distance?
I don't know what that means.
Oh no, there's Pavlik on a valiant steed. He's coming, LA.
Okay.
He's coming.
Realistically, what would LA be able to trade for Pavlik? Because they would eventually have to send him
Bottom
down.
Bottom picks. Just take it. The
Anyways.
Jets will be like, we'll take a quarter of his contract. Go. Be gone. Dude, you could get. Does LA have the space? I don't know. I would tell you to go check general manager.
I think if they throw Jonathan
wait.
Quick on LTIR,
Yeah. God damn it. What?
can't they put him on LTIR?
Who? Quick?
Quick.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Or
Lombardi's not gonna do. Lombardi is very frugal with his money. Dude, he like, what did he do? What was that one contract? Okay, back.
Well, he found a way to make Mike Richards and Slava Voinov's contract disappear.
Did he find a way? Or
He
did
found
those
a way.
ways find themselves?
Those ways found themselves.
Yeah, come on, Greg, get out of here.
But literally, he
Yeah.
didn't have to pay any money
Yeah.
for 2 players not to play
That's
for.
true. Big Hoss, Marinosa scored his 500th goal. 44th player ever to do that. Kind of neat.
Only player in Jets franchise history to get 100 points.
Thrashers history. Come on, Dan. Don't
Still
get my hopes
Jets.
up. You think the Jets,
Jets
are ever going to get a 100-point player?
Considering the fact that it's a toss-up whether anybody will hit 100
Have
points.
they had a 1-point average player yet?
And this is the last
Wheeler's
thing I
been the
should talk
closest
about.
Was
since Kovalchuk because he had
70?
78.
Oh, damn.
So he's pretty close
Okay.
last year. But
That's actually been a question that has plagued a lot of people because we have been figuring out a way to score goals in the NHL. And I read an article this week about Down Goes Brown, who's one of my favorite writers. And scoring has been up through the first week of the NHL. I think right now, after the first week, it is actually at the second highest point that it would have been all of last season. So that was just looking at it week by week from last year to this year. So if this trend continues and all these goals are scoring, we could see 100-point seasons by multiple guys. It could happen.
guys, Auston Matthews and Patrik Laine are on pace for 82 goals. Matthews probably for more now.
Matthews was on pace for more than...
He was
because he
on
only
pace-
played 3 games.
he
going
was
into
on
after
pace
last
for-
night.
So look out.
He was on pace for 292 goals from first game. So it's pretty
And he
good.
cut that in half by not scoring in the second game. Terrible
He's going to score
performance.
again.
Actually, no, he wasn't. He was on pace for
Fine, do math. Math it. Go.
328 goals.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's 82 games. That's
Maybe.
82 times 4.
Is it?
Yeah, because 8 times 4 is what, Cam?
Carry the one, follow the two.
What's 8 times 4? 32.
You
Then
didn't
what's...
even let me answer.
What's,
I feel like it's math class
what's
again.
2
You're my
times
teacher.
4?
You're
What?
bullying
What's 2
him.
times 4?
8.
There you go. What's 8 plus 320?
8 plus 320. 328.
Exactly. That's how many goals he would have had.
You're welcome. I did that math.
But now, obviously, Matthews now, I guess, through 4 games so far.
What's 9 times
6
3?
points. 9 times 3, 27.
Easy. Don't act like.
What's 13 times 13?
Oh, hold on. Carry the one.
169. That's what I thought.
You didn't. I said give me a minute.
Yeah.
I literally need a full minute.
You need a full
know
minute.
math minutes in school?
Yeah.
I cried so many times. I'm not even kidding. I hated those so bad.
I actually
suck
love
so
math.
bad at math. So that's why number 27 is my favorite, because my favorite math is 9 times 3, 27. Yeah, I just memorized it. I didn't know how to get there. I just knew 27. So what I would do, I'd go down the math minute tables, find all the 27s, or boom, boom, 27, 27, and then I'd sit there for the rest.
You'd just be so happy about
Yep,
yourself.
nope. Yeah, there was this one girl, Amara. She got to do 2 papers. When Cameron got to do the white one, she got to do 2 greens and a pink. like the
don't know what
different
that means.
levels.
Oh.
It was a bourgeoisie of math class.
It means
Bullshit.
Cam was a little stupid.
Yo, very stupid. I hate it. I still hate it.
But-
I hate the feeling of being like knowing I'm dumb. I hate it. And like Amara.
Hey,
actually,
you didn't say Tim Horton was a goalie. I did that today.
But we all were wrong, so you're all cool. It's good. One time I
Feels
got
so
so
bad.
mad at her because she got to read ahead in chapters in class because I read very slow that I got up and I threw a pencil at her.
That's funny.
And
That's
I
such a
walked-
Cam thing to
I
do.
wish I could go back and like just sit in on Cam as a child and just watch.
I was so angry and mad. I still am. I just contained it a little better. All right, closing words, guys. NHL's back.
I hope we have more. I hope we have a 100-point season this year
By someone?
by someone. And if McDavid doesn't get 50, I sure damn hope Ovi gets 50. By the way, quick.
Oh,
Trivia
Thornton's
question.
36 assists away from 1,000.
Perfect.
Does he get it this year?
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Since the 76 goals that both McGillney and Teemu Selanne scored in 1992-93, who has the most goals in a single season since then?
In a single season?
In a single
I
season
know
since
this.
then.
It came in year 90.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
in the 90s.
Yep.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Lemieux.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Was 65?
Nope. He had a 65
No, it
year.
would have been, no, because Ovi got 65 too.
Yeah.
So it's more than 65, less than 76. He had 72?
Nope.
73?
Nope.
70.
Nope.
Okay, well.
69 by Lemieux in 95, 96, I
Yeah,
believe.
okay, I knew it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say, Greg, if you want a 100-point guy, you're just gonna have to hear this a couple more
Here
times.
comes Laine, 2 in the game, looking for 3. Scores!
Had to be against the Leafs. Just had to be against the Leafs.
Where do you find us?
I just don't have the ability to do it.
Okay, if you want to email Greg, it's theloneliestleaf at gmail.com.
Don't actually email that. I don't know who that is.
Let's everyone spam that email.
I'll spam that email.
Yeah.
Hello.
For sure.
Check us out at anywhere you get your podcasts, including YouTube, Last Man In Podcast. You'll be able to find us there. As well as if you want to tweet at the show, Last Man In PC on Twitter. Also, if you want to ask us a question, email us at lastmaninpc@gmail.com. Not Lonely as Leaf, because that is not me.
That should be a
Loneliest
thing,
Leaf.
though. That's good.
I don't
Let's just
like
start
that.
taking up a bunch of like tags or emails, URLs.
Ginger Jesus. That can be yours.
Ginger Jesus,
At
I
gmail.com.
guarantee that's
He
taken.
can be the
Yeah.
faithful flyer.
The Faithful Flyer.
But with PH. PH. Faithful Flyer.
What am I gonna be?
Uh,
The jealous jet?
no, the
The
Jerky
OG
Jet.
Thrasher. The what?
The Jerky Jet.
Jerky jet?
The Jerky Jet?
That's
yeah, that-
He's,
bad.
he's food. He's a jerky.
yeah, that's not what I got. I got something not that.
We're explicit. What did you think?
Oh, you mean he's a fan of Jamaican cooking, and he's a Jets fan. The Jerky Jet fan.
Underscore jet Jesus.
The Jet
Just
Jerk.
underscore, oh,
No, the Jet
Jerky
Jesus.
Jet underscore Jet
Jet Jerk.
Jesus. All right, that's enough. All right, see you later, guys.